My name is Carole Demesmin. My artistic name is Mawoule.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
And it's about a song that described the life of some of my people, that it is a tradition from Africa. It's what we call the cowboy. It's the people that take care of cow. So Mawoule, it's the guy that walks with the moon with the cow. So it's a story about this guy. And the name stays because it was the title of my first record. And at the time we didn't have CDs, it was records. And this is how everybody calls me, Carole Mawoule. So the word Mawoule became like another title of my name. And as much that I was changing, I was doing other albums, people keep on calling me with the other titles also. So you will find there is so many names, but the Mawoule is the one that most of the Haitian knows, is Carole Mawoule. As a child, I started to sing with friends, during the summer, not as a professional, not as a singer, but just as kids that want to be on stage and do little things on stage. And this is I was invited by a group of my hometowns guys that was doing it's a little band. We call it mini band. It's mini jazz, we call it. And they invited me and wanted to know if I could sing for them. And it was like a party that they were doing. And I did. I could say this was my first public, because it was all friends, family, people that I know that was there. So I didn't really take it seriously at the time. And when I left Haiti in 1970, I went to the United States to study. And I met a group that the name of the group was Haiti Cultural Group. And it was a group at the time because of the dictatorship in Haiti, the problems in Haiti. So there was a lot of Haitian as an opposition of what was going on in Haiti. And this is how this group was singing a lot of songs, but songs that denounce the things that they didn't like. This is why they left. But there were more people older than me. I was like a kid myself at the time, a teenager. And I went to one of their rehearsal. And at the rehearsal, one of the guy asked me if I could sing, because they did have a chorus. And he was looking, as the leader of the group, he was looking for a vocalist, someone that could sing, not a singer, but someone that could sing. And he asked me if I could sing, and I said, I don't know, but I could try. If you like it, I'll be pleased to come and sing with the group. And I tried, and he was kind of surprised. I thought he didn't like what I did. And I asked him, I said, I didn't do it well. You didn't like it? And he said, no. As a matter of fact, I didn't speak that because I was amazed the way that you did it. So from now on, you will be standing there and we will be the background vocals for it.
We believe that everyone has a story to share. We believe in the power of storytelling in today's digital economy. Yes, we believe that our audience need to be touched at the level of emotion so we can better engage. What about you? Do you believe in storytelling as much as we do? Do you want to reach the hearts and minds of your audience? Then join us in our online training class, Storytelling for Content Creators and Digital Entrepreneurs. Come to obehi.com/storytelling and learn how to leverage your storytelling skills so you can earn more as a content creator and digital entrepreneur. Storytelling is a powerful instrument at our disposal. Let's explore it together. See you in the class.
And I laughed, and this is how it started. So from that group, I started to have a public in Boston, Massachusetts. And while I was in Boston, they were like a pianist of the group. His name was Gerdes Florent. And the pianist of the group, somehow a lot of people started to move to other states. And the group somehow was stopped. And the pianist of the group mentioned to me, why don't you take it seriously? Why don't you go to school and learn how to sing and have the techniques and be a singer? And I follow his word, and I went to Berklee College of Music, which I can't enter that year that I wanted to. When I applied, I could enter. The only reason that's because I was not a musician. To be in that school, you need to be a musician. And I was not playing an instrument. And lucky for me that year, there was a teacher. He was Italian. That was much like the principal, the new principal of the school, that decided in Berklee to put voice as major. So that means if you had a voice, there is a voice, even if you don't play an instrument, but your voice became the instrument. And I entered the year after as a voice major in that school in Boston. And from there, one of the composer of the group mentioned to me if I wanted to sing most of his composition. And most of them was based in the Haitian people, the problem of our country about the identity of our people. Sometimes that people is trying to be other things than just them being themselves, and see themselves from what they are capable of, and work together as a community. All the things that Black people really let go from the education that we receive, that kind of enchain our brain. And most of the songs was songs with values, songs where wherever you are from the world, doesn't have to be white or Black, but there is a value in the songs that keeps you going with life. So this is how I became a singer in 1979. A few years later, I present my first album with the composer called Jean-Claude Martineau. And this is how the first album was presented to Haiti. And the people of Haiti was very open to that music, because it was at the same time a folkloric music that keep all the base of the music African, Haitian, and at the same time, there was something new, because most of the folkloric song used to be with a guitar and a drum. And I became one. I wasn't the only one. At the time, there was other artists doing it, not exactly the same way as I did. It's like the drum was my cane to walk. It's like there is no way I could sing a song without a rhythm that is a typical rhythm from the culture of Haiti. So it was like the background of my music was the strong background was the congas, which is all the drums, the traditional drums. You could hear them in the background of my music, and from there, the style that I choose and the character that I created was with the help of different people that was already deep in the culture that saw in me an image that represent Haiti, that could represent the culture, that could represent the values of Haiti. And those were the one that was in around me and surrounded me and became like the teachers for the dance, teacher how I should dress, the way that I should present myself, and all of that. It's not just for me. I think I am a mixture of other people that loved the culture of Haiti and that and put their emphasis, the emphasis, their idea of the Haitian culture in me. And I'm carrying all of them because all of them died. They're no longer alive. So this is what I am as Carole Mawoule, as a singer from Haiti.
Thank you so much. That is really powerful. That is powerful. I really like that. So, how do you describe your genre of music now? Because this is 2022 now, you have made a lot of experience. So, how do you define your genre of music?
It's very difficult to say because I mix. There is a lot of little mixer. It's pop, Haitian. It's jazz when it sounds jazz sometimes. It sounds very African sometimes. You know, it's a mix because Haiti is a melting pot. I always call it the library of the African culture. So Haiti is not a place where one group of Africa came. It was a mixture of different African from Congo, from Benin, from Nigeria, from Ethiopia. You find there were so many people mixed as slave in this land, and each of them came with their flavor. So I am a flavor of Africa in a way because of them, because all of their roots are in plate in the land of called Haiti. And this is what Haiti is, a cultural spot that is very powerful culturally. That's because all of those roots from Africa that is kind of deeply implanted to the land. And it's really mixed depending of the rhythm that that's in the song. You will find the song could be jazz, it could be pop jazz, it could be Latino completely, it could be Caribbean, how we call it. Those are the Caribbean sound of music. And it varies. And I sing also other songs from other part of the world, like there is classical songs also that I sing. So it varies a lot.
That's very interesting. And because we are going to be talking about identity in this conversation, I'd like to ask you, how much does the culture of Haiti, which is your country, influence the kind of music that you do?
Oh, it's deep in. When I'm on stage, I don't need an introduction because when I'm in stage, as soon as I walk in, Haiti is there, Africa is there. Because this is a mixed culture that gives you the Haitian. It's a culture of the native, the native. Arawak or Tainos that was in the land before the African, which the African find in the Tainos a resemblance of, because they believe on the same thing. They believe on nature. They believe on in the environment. They believe in energy. And because of that, the African didn't have any problem to adjust themselves as what we call the Maon. The Maon was the slave that find a way to escape at night and find the Tainos that show them how to hide yourself in this island. And there was a lot of people that came as slaves and probably were slaves for 3 or 4 days and find a way out and mix themselves with the native that was hiding from these people that was killing people. So because of that, Haiti became a mixed culture of African and Tainos. So with that mixture, we have a culture that is so rich. So when you see me, you find in me both of those culture. So on stage, when I am on stage, I am Haiti, and I am the soul that carries so many people, the ideas and the culture of so many people years before me.
That's powerful. That's really very interesting. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. Now, let's look at the larger African descent, people of African descent who are not in Africa but outside of Africa. All of us, we are Africans, even though we are not in Africa. But of course, we are still different from the people that are in Africa because we are not in Africa. There is a lot of experiences that is going on in Africa that we are not really participating in. So which makes a little bit difference, no? And because we are also experiencing things here outside of the African shore, these experiences is different from those at home. So in this sense, there is a question of identity sometimes that is very common among many African descent abroad. So from your experience, from your understanding, how do you describe the identity of African descent today, 2022?
It's very complex because we have a school system that is helping our brains to be divided. Because of that, you'll find some of my people, some of our people, that will believe that they are more superior than others. It's the education that does it. Slavery today is a modern slavery. The slavery today is what I call when you are much like surrounded in a system that change your mind and try to change the idea of whom you are. And what happened to us all over the world, because the system is the same, it's just the language that changed. And because even in Africa, we were also colonized in the system of schooling that was giving to us without the values of our culture. So you will find wherever you go in the globe, because we are all over the globe today, wherever you go in the globe, you will find us with a little prejudice in here, because the chain is no longer in our arm or our feet, but it's in the education that we have received. It's in our mind. What we need to do, it's what I did myself, it's to decolonize myself from all the things that I think I need to reject from that education and to find me. At the same that I find myself, I am trying to learn how to live with my brothers and sisters that is still colonized in their mind. So it's a tough situation because we don't have our own system of school that taught our kids the values of ourselves, the values of our ancestors, because most of the studies are to denigrate, to put down ourselves as Black, ourselves as a culture. Our culture is always considered something from the past, but everybody had a past. Everybody protect their past. Why can I protect my past? Because when you go to a museum in Europe, you find in a museum things that talks about the past of these people. This is how they started. This is the good time and the bad time they have from the past. My people also had a story. We each had a story. And my story is as much valuable for me as Black, just like the others as white that has a story that they protect. And it's normal for me to protect my story. And that's what they don't want us to do. It's like you are not capable of loving your own ancestors. And you find people that say, no, your piece of art from your ancestors, I'll put it in my museum. People could come and see. And you see Black people that pays to go and see their ancestors' art craft in a museum. And the worst part of it, which I, as a spiritual, I always condemned. How could you take someone's spirituality from their land? You steal it because someone didn't sell it to you. You take it by force and you bring it to your place. And you made of my soul, of my ancestors' soul, a little thing that people could take picture with. It doesn't make sense. This is why I said it's about time that Black people started to write their own books for their own children. Everybody write books for their children with their culture included in that book. So they could understand the values of that culture. They could love this country. They could love their country, their ancestors, thinks about themselves. And this is how you became a good citizen in your own country. It's by loving the past, the story of your ancestors. And myself, I am carrying all that when I said that I am a part of Africa, I'm a part of Haitian. This is what I carry. It's to love the past history of my ancestors.
Now, you did say something important that I will ask you to expand on a bit. That you have decolonized yourself. And I think this is what all Africans need to do. And of course, in this sense, I'm not looking at only the Africans in the diaspora, African descent that are known in the African territory, but also the Africans that are in the territory. Because what happened to the Africans descent out of Africa also happened to the Africans that were in Africa. They were both humiliated, dehumanized by the same people. The strategies was the same. So the solution is going to be more or less the same too. And I'm beginning to see more value in that. So a good example is this decolonization procedure or process, so that we can continue to love ourselves again. We can continue to understand, we can begin to understand again that our ancestors are not evil. that
Exactly.
our ancestors are like us. One day, we are also going to become ancestors of other people. So it will make common sense. If you have a child or you have children, would you want your children to regard you as evil? If you don't want that, why do you regard your ancestors as evil? Or maybe because you are too ignorant to know, because you think that your ancestors are piece of wood. They are not piece of wood. They are human beings who once were like you. They were living on this earth. Without them, you cannot be here. If your ancestors didn't exist, you cannot exist, which means you owe your existence to them, which means it was supposed to be a common sense for you to love where you are coming from. So help me with that. How did you decolonize your mind?
To do it, you need to have a conscience. You need, first of all, to look at yourself every day. You need to start loving yourself for whom you are. You need to start reading the right books, because the books that's in front of a shelf in the library, it's there for you to read. Go deeply from the back and see if you could find people that has a philosophy that is different than the white mind. Because we do have a lot of Black people in the past that wrote so many beautiful things about the philosophy of a Black person. Each of us in this world, we do have a philosophy that fits our lives, that fits our culture. But sometimes you are so much uh, going for the teacher that is teaching you because you trust your teacher. But the teacher that you have, sometimes even if the teacher is in your complexion the same way, that teacher also was formed by those that is commending the world. What we need to do is to go by the philosophy of the one that thinks African, the one that thinks as a Black person. Because I don't know if you realize, when a Black person is as a close, thinking that he is a close friend to a white person, that Black person doesn't think Black anymore, because that Black person feel, in a way, I am next to the best, the pure, the wonderful, and that Black person is trying to be white, which that will never happen. Like the last time when we spoke, I mentioned to you the way that you find Black people that doesn't like their image. Who decided to say, you are beautiful, you are ugly? Ugliness is not a word. Ugliness doesn't exist in a human being, because you are born with the reflection of your past. If you were mixed in the past, you will have a reflection of your mixture. But if you are a pure blood, you will have the reflection of a pure African person. Same way as the Asian that is mixed with white, and the Asian eyes might be still the same, and the nose is not the same, the mouth is not the same. That's because they were mixed. And us too, we were mixed. But at the same time, there is the values of your story that you carry, which is the eternity of those that you carry on, is their story too, because you carry their blood. And this is why most of the time I said to decolonize yourself, it's a big effort. You need to be strong. You need to look at the world every single day as a mission, as a person that is looking for a change of all they did to your mind, all they make you believe. You need to work on that. And at the same time, to read other books. Stop reading the books that brings you to the modern slavery. Because that modern slavery, it's even worse than the one that your ancestors knows. Because your ancestors, they were beat up, so they know who the enemy was. But today, sometimes your enemy looks like your friend, but it's not really a friend. So always look for the people where that looks like you, that behaves differently, and find on them what is different. Why is this person talking like I am talking today? And try to go to my words deeply and find yourself. Because myself, I did listen to other people very deeply when I realized that I need to decolonize myself, my brain, and to start it to be me as a person that has love to offer, to share with others, a person that is there to support, to help, even if it is with a simple word. You could support someone mentally with your speech. So that's also love. You could be there for someone, not because you have money.
To be a great content creator in today's fast-changing economy, you need one thing: storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful instrument to leverage either for personal use or for your business success. This is why this training class, Storytelling for Content Creator and Digital Entrepreneurs, was created. It is designed to help you leverage the power of storytelling so you can stand out from the crowd and earn more in your business. Come to obehi.com/storytelling and learn how to leverage your storytelling skill to earn more as a content creator and digital entrepreneur. You need the power of storytelling to stand out in the competition. So let's explore it together. See you in the class.
But because you could dare in the time where it is difficult, where this person is going through a difficult time, and a song could help on that. Most of my songs, sometimes people tell me, oh, I used to have problem every time that I had an exam coming, and I will listen to your song and I feel good. And I will go like, wait a minute, are you serious? You listen to my song and you feel good and you pass your test? And they said, yes. And I realized the words that you listen to brings that love in me to your ear. And it helps you to feel strong. It helps you to believe that you're capable of doing everything. And when I looked at it, it's like something in your mind that brings you more power, telling you it's possible. You're going to do it and you're going to succeed. So even with a song that you don't even know me, you listen to the song, it did that to you. It brings that love to you. It brings the idea of probably if you're going through something very difficult, even if you don't understand the words, but you're listening to the melody, you're listening to the lyric of the song, and it helps you to go for another day, and you take the problem that you are going through day by day.
That is powerful. Thank you so much for that sharing. I think this is what is it all supposed to be there for each other and to lend our shoulder so that some other person can cry on. Because we now are not able to do everything because we all need one another. No one can do it alone. I think this is the thing that among the African community, we need to understand that we're going to survive together or we're going to die individually. Because if we understand the basic value that our ancestors set up the society, it was going to be a crime that maybe, for example, let me just use the one that we often know. A politician in the country in Africa will gather the money that the entire community was supposed to survive by. Only he will take it to his own account in Switzerland and save the money there. And he probably will never even use this money. One day we will hear that he's dead and that money will never come back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is actually a sign of somebody who is having problem because he didn't understand his bearing in the world. He doesn't understand why he should do good for his own people. So it is not normal. This is not a normal behavior. So what I was asking just now had to do with what you were saying, you know, that we need to value ourselves. We need to understand what we are here together. We are going to survive this together. So this is in line with also the question I was asking before. Now, how do we find a solution to this problem of this decolonizing our mindset? Because nobody else is doing this in the world except us Africans. I don't see a lot of European, and I don't even know if there is anyone who is stealing the money that belongs to their people and bringing it to African to hide.
They do,
Yeah.
they do. In small countries, things are more visible. In big country, they are smart to do it very smartly, differently. It's not like they don't. It's in every government does that. The only thing about our people, we don't like to live. For most of governments, Black governments, they don't have a vision of leaving a legacy of their name and their leadership. It's a problem of leadership. A Black person wants to have everything without thinking, when I die, I can go with that money. Why don't I build for my people to keep another, what we call egregore of my name, of myself, for the good that I left for them? They want to have it all because Black people likes to live day by day. They don't like legacy. White people like legacy. Even if they did something bad, they will write it in a book and they will find an excuse to tell their children, I did that because I was defending my people. I was defending your life. If you are there today, that's because I defended your future. That's white people. Black people doesn't think like that. Black people doesn't see a future. They like everything. They live day by day. It's a culture of day by day. They don't have what you call a legacy where even if I'm not there, but everything that I build up, I created, I put in my people an education to protect my legacy. When you don't educate your people to protect, because there is nothing to protect, this is why you don't even give them to educate your people, because there is nothing to protect. You want everything for yourself. You want everything for your family, but you don't care about the others that is around you. That's a matter of looking at the world differently now. As Black, we need to have Black school with identity of a Black kid from all those writers, people that has doctorates from everywhere in any languages. We need to have their books for our children. Our children need to start reading things regarding themselves, not cartoons from other country where they're looking at a little white little boy doing certain things, where they all their life growing up, they're looking of those little cartoons. They want to be like those little cartoons because it's created for little white kids. Our little Black kid doesn't have to look at the same story. That's not their story. They have stories with things that belongs to their culture, with little animals, with philosophy that is our philosophy. Like, for an example, I said from sometimes the philosophy of our ancestors, things that they left behind for us to hold on to go on day by day. My ancestor said, you can't change the route of a river, but you cannot stop the river to end to the ocean. The river will end to the ocean one day. And that's what I said about my people. I said, Black people, you could turn the idea of a life of a Black person for years. But there is one day that this Black person gonna look at himself and say, wait a minute, what's wrong with me? What can I do my own thing? What can I teach my own children? And that's when you will start seeing that Black people also has an intelligence, because they were intelligent from their past history. Just for you as a Black person to start looking and searching for your history and find out whom you are. Who were those before you that you carry the eternity of their life? And look at the beauty of their story, because there is the foundation of their story, the print of that story. It's right there. In our story, we don't leave the story, or let's say that the story was stolen from us and was color-wise changed to another image. But deep inside of me, because that I carried the blood of those that created that story, the story is in my dream. The story is in me. The story repeats itself like a reincarnation in other people. And we are sometimes the reincarnation of the one that used to be before us. And I believe that even if you don't want to accept it, but in each of us, there is like a drop of someone from the past.
Absolutely. You know, how could we be here without those before us? I remember who said it, that the reason we are able to see far ahead is because we are standing on the shoulder of giants. It is true all the cases, no? How could we be here? We are here because other people have walked the road before us.
Yeah. I always laughed in one picture. I don't know if you go to all the story of the Christianity story where they talked about Adam and Eve, and most of the pictures of Adam and Eve had a little hole right in the center of their tummy. That means they had a mother. So there was a mother that carries them because they had a cord, umbilical cord right in the center. And you know what is that little hole there? That little hole is the connection with a mother. So that means they did have a mother. I always laugh of the artist that created the picture. I said, well, he forgot one thing. He created Adam and Eve on his image because himself, he does have that little hole. So that means he needs to give one to Adam and Eve. I always, laugh at the story from the picture because at the same time, how do we, with all things science is looking at, until today, science cannot explain the pyramid. And they have all the technology to help them. Even the mummies, they put the mummies in a scanner that could tell them much more about their life, their color, their how did they die, if they died from a disease at the time. And with all those technology, still science doesn't explain the pyramid. And the pyramid are from my ancestors. And I believe that they left behind a lot of design, and they speak with those design. They speak with design for language. And all of them, all of that, when you look at it, it's a piece of art that is deep. It's an art that you cannot explain. And it's a mystery that we could, after years and years, that you cannot destroy. Even time was not able to destroy their trace. So that means they were what you call very highly intelligent to live. And I was talking to a friend not too long ago about the way sometimes when you believe or certain things, I think the Egyptian did believe of eternity. And I said, they did succeed because I could go to a museum and look at their body. They are eternity because if I could see them after millions of years, they succeed. So I believe those people were very, very, and very intelligent with a special way of living that even today we cannot find the answer. It's like it's a mystery.
Yeah, it's true. It's a mystery. Well, maybe that is why we need to continue to research about our past, about our history. Now, this is something that become very important because we see now some government in Africa that are even removing history from school. A good example would be in Nigeria. But how can you do this to a people? Now we don't know where we are coming from anymore. We become object that people can use the way they want because our history tells us where we are coming from. History, I think, is the most important thing in the world. Now, let's go back again. When the Europeans were taking away Africans from home and they were taking them abroad to be colonized abroad and turned to whatever they want, you see, they were very careful on how to make sure that they don't know where they are coming from. This deliberate act was because they know the importance of history. Because if you know where you are coming from, it's only a question of time. You'll be able to find your way back. Because we understand that this decolonization is very important for us to do. Are there some conditions that are sort of inhibiting us, that are preventing us from able to do it properly? Because until we do that, we are going to remain in a circle. Let me understand that. What are the conditions that are stopping us?
The condition is what I call the reconnection. We need to reconnect ourselves. For when these people decided years ago to create something where the whole globe is going to follow, they came with a spirituality. Christianity came with the spirituality that they had created, with the basic from our ancestors, they change it and they give it another image where it looks like themselves, but it's our own techniques of surviving in this world. What needs to be done, it's all the philosophy, what we call the people, all the people with the DR, the doctorate in literature, needs to reconnect and start thinking the future of our world, the future of our people. And it needs to look at books differently, books about different language. That's the work that Black people doesn't want to do. It's take the time to do it. Translate books in different languages where the kids goes by his maternal language, the one that the kids understand the most, the one that dad and mom taught him when he was a little boy, and started to put the culture in those books, started to reevaluate our culture in our books, in stories, put them in cartoons for children, little stories, Black little stories, put them in cartoon for children. Tell them the truth about their heroes that is in a box hiding because someone stole the identity of that great Black person, and everything that this person did is in a box with another person's name. We need to take those, open those boxes and take everything that we has at values and started to teach the world, even if it is in Africa, even if it is in America, even if it is in Haiti, who are the heroes of the past. Don't show them that it's only white people that is heroes all over the world. We did have a lot of Black people that did a lot of great things years ago. But with all we know that slavery was so high, there were no way we could talk about them. They put them in a box. We need to open those boxes and teach our children that there were Black people that was great heroes. There were Black people that defended in the war also. Who are those people? As soon as we could come up with other books that is related to us, our children is going to start being proud of themselves.
That's true. That's true. That is a work. That is a work that
it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And I think this is the part that Black people doesn't want to sit together. That's another thing that they taught us also. Not to be together. That means if I have this great idea, I'm going to call one of my brother or my sister. I said, I have this great idea. What do you think of this idea? And by saying that, you'll be surprised that this idea will go to another box with someone else's name. My idea is gone because there isn't like the unity in our mind that said, oh, this is great. I think I could help. I could participate. This is what I could do. Instead of doing that, my idea, you will take my idea and recreate that idea instead than working with me. But you will find it so easy to work with a white person with my idea. And you feel that this white person is going to make you succeed. Instead than working as a group of Black community, as a community to work together as a community. You will steal the idea and you will use it with other communities. That's one of the biggest problems.
And that is unfortunate, seriously. All right, now let's talk about music. That is where we started. So, how do you see the role of music in reshaping our identity? This one is important for me.
I think still in the lyric, the things, the writers, the people that wrote the poems that we put out in the music, because I always said there is no music without a story. So we need to start shipping up our stories and give them values and the philosophy of our people, the philosophy of our ancestor, to bring it out in our songs and make people understand better our story, things that you won't find, in any books, but a song is capable to shape it and, spread it to the whole world. The same way that they spread the idea of woman in stage has to sell her body, herself, being sexy, being something that is selling, a sex symbol. Most of the artists today doesn't. They became like a sex symbol. It's something that they are selling. It's like sex didn't exist before. It's the new generation that is teaching the world, this is what sex is all about. I want to show you the way it works. But your mother and your dad did it. This is how you are here. So
Otherwise, you wouldn't be
other
here.
people having sex before you. So you're not new. It's nothing new. The only thing new, that's because you're selling freely. So that's the way I see it. So we need to shape, the way that we are selling our art today. And I think all of that could help a young kid that is listening to someone that she or he loves very much. The message that you give to your songs is going to a lot of young kids that's going to follow your words. That's mean we could change the world with music. We could change the world with music. The same way we make it really something very sexual today. But the artists, they were the one that passes this message that way. It was your idea to do it. Mm-hmm. The same way you could pass other kind of message to this world that could be very, very helpful, very educative to the world. I think artists play a good role as a role model because they are with a lot of people that sing them. They are the fame that send them, this energy that they have the aura to send or to share with people. I think you could use it also as positive that you can with the world and pass messages like that to the world, and that could help a part of this, the thing that we're talking. How could we change our mind? How could we decolonize our mind? We could do it with music, depending on the message that you're passing in your music.
Now, talking of the message, at the time that you started to do music, and today, 2022, what kind of comparison would you make in terms of the message that is passed through music?
It's not like in our time, in this time being, you see, I even take myself out. It's not my time. It's not like the young artists cannot pass messages. I think they could. It's the market is already colonized with the money, because the people that wants to buy their music tell them, well, this is the kind of music we are looking for. They told you what they are looking for. They dress the artist and say, this is the kind of image you need to have for the young people to follow you. And the artist is like so much, she's so thirsty of fame. They'll do anything for fame. I think it has been like that for years, even in movies and other things. It's fame. For fame, the artist does anything, except if you are not really thirsty for fame. You will be someone like me. You do your own art, and you bring your art with a valuable thing. And I've been an artist for the past 45 years now. But for 45 years, my philosophy is what you are having today, the way that I'm talking to you today. Because the people that was around me when I was a teenager, there were people with another philosophy that has a philosophy and that believes in values of the Haitian ancestors. And I was around them and I grew up around them. So I am a product of these people, those that was, around me. I am a product that helps me to understand the values of my country, to understand the values of my ancestors as African, to understand the values of each part of Africa that landed in those slavery's boat in Haiti. Each of them, they have their own little story, and how to keep those story, how to pass their manners to other generation. And I had 4 generations of people that is in my music, that sing my music until today. I had young people that wants to sing the things that I sang years ago. So I believe that it is possible, but it's just a matter, is the artist thirsty for fame? If you're thirsty for fame, you won't be able to do it.
So, what do you remember as your the best moment in your music career? Which time was it? Do you remember any particular performance that you did that sort of remained in your head because of, I don't know, how you feel about it?
All of them are beautiful. I was what I call a lucky person. Because probably I was not thirsty like I told you. So I was someone that was lucky in a way, that came on stage on the right time. For my story, it's a beautiful story. It is a story that was growing every day until today. It's still growing with me. The love that I receive from my fans, that still keeps me going, because they are there to applaud every time that I'm on stage. That's mean they keep me going. And I call it, I don't want to go by luck, the word luck, but I will say hard work. It was hard work, discipline, and I was the kind of artist that believe in the character that I created, because, like I said, it was not only my creation, it was the creation of a lot of other people that I was carrying in my shoulder.
Do you know that telling a story is one of the most powerful ways to connect with your audience? Do you know that the human brain processes story much more easily and quickly than facts and figure? Stories are a great way to engage your audience, get them interested in your products and services, and inspire them to take action. A good story will help you create more compelling content that can be shared on social media or through other channels. And it's not just about telling a compelling story, it's also about knowing how to tell it effectively. Now, Do you want to better connect with your audience? Then join us on our online training class, Storytelling for Content Creators and Digital Entrepreneurs. Come to obehi1.com/storytelling and learn how to leverage your storytelling skill to earn more as a content creator and digital entrepreneur. Storytelling is a powerful way to connect with your audience, so let's explore it together. See you in the class.
And because I was carrying it, I keep carrying it with their names, with their, it's like a big smile when I'm talking about those people that was in my life at the time that I was singing, that taught me how to dance, taught me how to keep myself on stage, taught me how to dress myself, so I could bring the culture in my dresses, and the way that I speak and everything. So I believe all of that makes it wonderful to know that I could carry for 45 years a culture that is beautiful, that I could share with the world in different rhythm, with the flavor of different rhythm from Africa.
Thank you so much, and that is powerful. It's always good to hear from you, to listen to your story. These are really very powerful, and we enjoy it a lot. Now, what would be your final thought here to conclude the conversation, considering what we have talked today? Please go ahead and do that.
I think while we're talking about music, I think the world is looking for a song of peace, a song of love. And it's probably in someone in the world that could bring that song, that beautiful poem that could go to everybody's mind, that could bring peace in themselves first, where they could reconcile themselves with their world, with their people, and also with themselves. So we are looking for that beautiful song that all of us could sing in different languages. It's the song of love. The love that could carry, the future as a better future. Because I think the whole world is going through a very difficult time where we are looking for something, but we are not too sure of what we are looking for. We forgot about the other children that's not born yet, that we need to leave something stronger for them to carry on. And peace is what we should promote instead than war.
Thank you so much, dear Carole. It has been a pleasure talking with you. I appreciate your time and also the contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me too. And thank you to all of you that will be listening to us wherever you are in this world.
Please, you didn't say, how can they find your music? Maybe somebody want to buy. That should be important. Please say it shortly.
You could, you need to write, because most of them are CDs, and the CDs are not in sale like it used to be. So to get my CD, you go by my email and you tell me what part of the world that you are. And we looked at the change of the money and we tell you exactly how to buy the CD. I had normally 5 CDs. That was kind of from album to CDs. I had 5 CDs that is available at the moment. And to find it, it's Carole, like CAROLE DEMESMIN @gmail.com.
All right, perfect. That is clear. So people should be able to connect you from there, so they can get a copy of the music. So thank you so much again. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you in the next episode.